The next component of a BPMS is the administration and monitoring tool. Typically in some BPMS this will be two different tools, one for administration and one for monitoring, that are tightly integrated. The administration and monitoring tool allows process administrators to see the state of the process, that is, all the instances that are currently running, to take a particular instance and to take specific actions with it. It also allows to create new instances of the process should that be needed. And it allows to create users, that means process participants, and to manage their access rights and to configure all the interactions between the BPMS and external services. An example of an administration tool, this time from IBM BPM, is shown here. We can see that there is user management functionality, there is monitoring functionality to see the current state of the process, and there is functionality for configuring, for example, the event manager that manages events that come in and out of the process. Within the monitoring and administration tools, we will also find something called process analytics engines or process portals, which allow different stakeholders to see the performance of the process, in some cases at runtime. This includes, for example, visualizing the cycle times of the process, visualizing how many processes are in a given state, how many processes are delayed, or visualizing for a given resource the work items that are assigned to them and various statistics on those work queues. Finally, the BPMS needs to interact with external applications and systems, like, for example, interacting with a CRM system, or interacting with an ERP system, or interacting with a business rule system, where we store, for example, the business logics of the different decision rules that affect the business process. These external systems will be wrapped as so-called services that will provide certain operations. And when we are defining the executable process models, we will define the information, also called binding, that is needed for the BPMS to communicate with those external services. Many BPMS will come with pre-installed connectors, for example, connectors to different CRM systems, so that it is relatively easy to have the BPMS communicate with this CRM system. This is an example of an external service provided in the Bosch BPM suite. This business service allows business analysts to define business rules that are used, for example, in the context of a process. The business rule engine is external to the BPMS. To make the business rules engine communicate with the BPMS, we will do that by means of services. The business process management system will invoke the business rule management system as a service, for example, by providing it the data required to evaluate the rule, and the business rule management system will return the outcome of the evaluation of that rule.